Hello friends. In today's video, we'll discuss about significance, objectives and functions of construction management. First of all, talking about the construction management and its function, or you can say the process of management, how the management works for a particular task also. How will you do the management? What are the steps involved in it? What are the function of it? So first of all, if we are talking about the functions of management, there are basically five important functions of management. They are first, planning. If you think about starting a business or constructing a simple building also, let's talk about the construction of building. We have to construct a building. What is the first phase of management? That is planning. We require a plan which will be followed by different organizations or the employees working in it. So planning means define the goal and establishing strategies. So we have to define a goal. What are our goals? So we have to complete this particular structure within 2 years. This is my goal. And establishing strategy. Now what is strategy to be followed to complete this particular task within 2 years or within the given time? Simply start with if we have to reach a particular location on a given time, say you have to reach at college at 7 p.m. or say 7 a.m. We have to reach somewhere at 7 a.m. So we'll start planning first. So at what time I should leave? So I have fixed that my target. My goal is to reach by 7 a.m. Now what strategy I should use? So at what time I should leave my house? Which type of transportation I should use? How much amount of time it will consume? So all that things, it will starting with your planning. So while constructing building also, we have to finalize the site. Then we have to organize for your resources, materials, labors, and your engineers. So all those things comes under your establishing strategy. Which strategy we are following for completion that particular goal. Likewise, if you say you have to gain 75% mark in your examination, then we have to put a strategy first. You have to study for say 3 hours, 4 hours a day a particular subject so that I will get this much of marks. Next is organizing. Organizing includes determining what task has to be done, who is to be do them, who will do what amount and what type of task is nothing but organizing. So in construction, we have to give a particular task to a particular person who is good in doing that particular task. If suppose you have to do a carpentry work and we are asking a mason to do that carpentry work, will he will do that particular work or will he be able to do that particular work? No. So we have to organize this properly. Suppose we have to do the piling or we have to do excavation. For excavation, what we require? We require JCBs. And if you are not providing JCB, you are providing some other instrument or equipment. Will it work? No. So organizing includes determining what task has to be done and who is to do them. So we have to allot the resources for that particular task. That is known as organization. So likewise, we organize our phone, organize our desktop. So we have to organize the things and your business also or your particular construction site also. Next is staffing. It includes recruitment of people and training them towards the project. As we know, many companies hire freshly pass out B students, bachelor students. So they don't know nothing about their company. So they have to give them training. So we first recruit the people and train them to our work environment. How the work goes on over here and how they have to follow that particular guidelines. So we have to give them training. So staffing means we have to hire the persons experienced or unexperienced. If experienced, and they will work directly. If unexperienced also, we have to give them training so that they will get used to our day-to-day routine. Next is leading. It includes the motivating the employees and directing the activities. So someone should lead from the front. You many times heard a name team lead. Team lead. What is the task of the team leader? He has to find his team together and work together to achieve that particular goal. So he will every day motivate his team to achieve that particular target. Likewise, we have to do the slab work on first of the month. So prior to it, supervisor, the contractors, and the site engineer will push and motivate the workers, laborers, skilled laborers, semi-skilled laborers to do that particular job so that we can do the casting on the planned date. So this can be done by a good leader. So we require a good leader. Next is controlling. It is a process of monitoring the performance. Now someone has to continuously control and monitor the performance done by this all level workers. If there is not control over the work, then there will be a complete mess. Things will go behind the hand. So continuously someone has to supervise it. That's why we provide a supervisors. What is the main purpose of providing supervisors is to give continuous controlling and monitoring the performance of the labor, because we are paying them on daily wages. So certain amount of work should be done by that particular labor to gain that wage. So someone has to keep one eye that he is doing his particular given task on time. So the main functions of management are, first of all, is planning, organizing, then staffing, leading, and controlling. Next slide, we'll see what are the objectives of construction management. Now, if we are studying this subject, we should know what are the objectives of doing it. The first is the main objective of construction management are, first, completing the work within estimated budget and estimated time. The most important point. Whenever we are given a particular task or starting a particular construction work, we have to complete the work within the estimated time and specified budget. The estimated budget and the specified time. So at the starting of the work only, we are given the budget and the time also. If you have seen the tender notices in newspaper, they have mentioned what is the estimated cost of the work, what is the time required to complete this particular work. So we have to complete this within the time. You have heard about this RERA also. So in that RERA, they include this only. If you have to complete the particular work within the specified time, otherwise you will get penalty. So the main objective of our construction management subject is to complete the particular work within the time and with the estimated budget. So we have to do the planning of our work starting to the handover phase. Next, maintaining a reputation for high quality workmanship. It's a very important term. We have to maintain the high quality, and this can be done by continuous controlling and monitoring. For getting this objective done, we have to continuously control and monitor the activities going on. Then taking sound decisions and delegation of authority. Now, what do you mean by taking sound decisions? So, at that particular work, at that particular place, what we should do for the best purpose of serving the organization is known as your taking sound decisions. So, we should have a firm person who can take the sound decision in the welfare of your organization. So the main purpose or the objective of construction management is to take or is to provide a sound personality who will get the sound decisions or delegation of your authority. Next is developing an organization that works as a team. So our aim is to develop one organization which will work as a single unit or completing a particular task. If individual is not satisfied and they are not working as a team, what will happen? You will never get the work completed on time and there will be continuously disputes and your budget will go overrun behind your control. So the four objectives and main objectives are completing the work within estimated budget and specified time, then maintaining a reputation for high quality workmanship, then taking sound decisions and delegation of authorities, and last is developing an organization that works as a team. Now, in further slide, we'll discuss about what are the significance of construction management, or you can say what are the importance of construction management, why we require construction management. So, underdeveloped or developing country through major infrastructure projects such as multi-purpose river valley project, industrial development projects, NHDP projects, irrigation canal projects, railway projects, port development projects, etc. So, for managing all these projects, we require what? Construction management. Otherwise, what will happen if there is no control over a particular project? It will go behind the time and beyond the limit of your particular estimated budget also. So for doing any major infrastructure projects in developed or developing countries also, we require construction management. So as we know, in our country, many projects are going on. River Valley projects also going on. Some industrial development is going on. We have many highway related projects, we have irrigation and canal projects, railway projects, metro line projects, port development projects. So this all things is possible because of construction management and a very good construction management techniques. Then on an average about 50% of the total expenditure of our 5-year plans is invested in construction work. As we talk about India, 50% of our expenditure in 5-year plans budget is invested in construction works. So if you have this project required so many crores of rupees, so we are investing more in infrastructure, more in construction. So we require construction management. Government is more emphasized now in infrastructure development. They are coming up with a number of new projects for the social welfare. So for that particular project, they are granting huge amount of fund. So this expenditure should not go beyond the budget. That's why we require construction management. Next is construction is an everlasting activity across the globe. This is the main point why we require construction management, because construction will never stop. We construct, we demolish, we again construct, reconstruction, redemolition, construction will go continuously, endless. So this particular industry is everlasting industry. It will not have end to it. Some new techniques will come, new designing will come, new material will come, then we again reconstruct a particular structure or will do some development in that particular structure. So it will go on around the globe, not about talking about our country only, it will go around the globe. So huge demand for construction management. So there is a huge demand of construction across the globe. Every sector of our economy involves construction activities. As we know, wherever you go, we require what? Construction. For living, we require houses. For traveling, we require roads, bridges. For transportation, we require airports, we require railways, we require metros, we require monorails, we require bullet trains. For your agriculture purpose, we require canals, then your dams, reservoirs. So everywhere in any sector, we require what? Construction. So construction is must. It is a never dying process. Construction is a major economic activity in India and playing important role in the development of the country as well. As your infrastructure grows, your country will grow. So these are the significance of construction management, why it is important in our country or all over the globe also. As the construction management will have a everlasting effect, it will never end. So we have to study the construction management. So in this video, we have seen what are the objectives of construction management, what are the functions of it, and what are the significance of construction management. Thank you.